Why don't I practice the original key?
Original, right.
That C sharp?
Yeah.
You gonna chop this up?
You know it. You know it, Doc. He's going to that C. Harmonic major scale to get on it.
And it seems like Total Praise is the standard. That is a song that we go to just kind of hear someone's flavor on things, to hear how they improvise, to hear how they approach things. It kind of tells you a lot, even their whole approach into playing gospel. So I want to break down this intro. So let's say we have a walk down to the E flat. I'm going to say that the intro starts in an E flat. Okay, and this is going to lead us to the beginning of the song, to the D flat. We want to end on a D flat. So there's the E flat. There's an F, F sharp, D, A flat again. Okay, so let's just create a dummy profile here. I want to show you how to create a musician profile. Okay, so let's find out these chords.
You know it.
And we have a progression right here. Okay, and then he hits that little F there. The F is leading into that E flat there. So I want to show you what he's doing, kind of give you some ideas on what's going on here. Right? Alright, so what we have is we have a B flat in the right hand and an A flat. So it's a B flat over A flat. Okay, and then you just have a straight E minor chord. Alright, this is all leading into our E flat. And then we have a chord that's based on an F, but it's rootless. So what we have is a D minor chord inverted. But we also have a diminished chord in the left hand. The top note of that diminished is the same as the right, but we want to trill up to that D. So okay, and then now we're going to hit that F, and when we hit the F, you want to trill up to the B flat from the G. Okay, and when you hit that at the same time, you want to hit this chord here. Okay, so I want you to listen to how he does it. See? Alright, so that's what he's doing there. Alright, so and just by the way, there's a lot of different ways now. Now you can also start that B flat could actually be in the major. Right? So you could do it like that because that changes the chord essentially to a diminished chord there. Okay, it's a dim 7 actually, right? And then you can actually, so there's a lot of ways you can have this as a dim, you can have this as a minor, you can have this as another dim, and then still do that. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways you can walk down to that F, just so long as you know it's a walk down, leading into the E flat. I think it's this. Last time I did this, but I think I should be hitting an E flat minor 7th here. So that's for that chord there. Let me write the quality down for you. So that's an E flat minor 7. And then, right? So that's just a F. It's not an F chord, it's a D flat chord. It's just F is on the bottom. So for that E flat minor. Right? And then we have this F sharp D. These are two. He voices these in two very interesting ways. Very creative. That's what he does there. Very jazzy. I like it. Look, it's a nice little 3-note little cluster there. You hear how that sounds? So it's kind of like he's going from this big sound. He's going from a big sound that most people would play, you know, to this nice little small sound. But the chords are still the chords are still there. And in fact, this progression chorded out would be this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And then this, and then that, right? And then the D flat. Right? So that's chorded out. What we have to do as musicians is find our own unique style and flavor in the innovation category. In the innovation category of things, how do you want to play it? And that's kind of up to you and how you study and who you study. And one thing I hate doing is telling people this is how you're supposed to play something. So that's part of the reason why I don't always say, well, this is how you do it. But in this case, I am being a little bit more direct with the notes and what you would do. We have that F sharp, right? So See those 3 notes there? And then just from that F sharp, you're trilling up to the A. Okay, and then, okay, so this is the whole chord there. But since obviously nobody is going to be playing that full chord with their whole left hand, and then, all right, so let me let you hear this. I like this chord because what's happening here on this A flat 7, it works playing a D minor chord with an F sharp at the bottom. Okay, any kind of a D minor chord with an F sharp at the bottom is a nice way to play an A flat anytime you want to lead into a D flat chord. Now here we go. It's a D minor, right? And then hit the F sharp. This is a nice way of thinking at it. And what's going on here is that let me give you the theory behind this is that, you know, to get to the D, you're always going to play the 5th note above. So it's going to be an A flat 7th chord. So that's where the 7th is coming from. F sharp is coming from the 7th, which is why I told you put it at the bottom. Okay, but then if you plus that 9 there, that serves as a flat 5 there. Okay. Okay, that serves as a... Okay, so there's an octave, there's the 9, there's a flat 9. Okay, so that's what he's doing. To kind of explain to you. So I gave you, but what's tying all this together though is really interesting why this works. And again, I kind of have to use my own creative mind to just kind of figure out what I think allows this process to work, because it doesn't seem like it's a melodic line where it's necessarily following a melody. We can't hear a clear melody in it, but yet it still works. And why is that? And in my mind, what makes it work is this. See, because I want you to see something here. I want you to see from that.
You know it. You know it, Doc.
Okay, so once he hits this F sharp. So once he hits this F sharp right here. Now I want you to watch something. I'm going to play all of these chords here with a D flat on top. You think it's going to work? Right? Because if not, then they're going to sound off. So we're going to... Now I'm going to keep this here. I'm just going to chord it out. Keeping that note. Keeping that note. See what's tying those together? It's the D flat that's tying them. That we are in essence tying all of these chords to where we're getting. But in essence, that's what ties all these together is one note. In my instructions with people, I have kind of formed my own theory into what makes a person sound the way they do. And, a lot of the people at my membership site, we have discussed it. We've done live trainings on this. What I want to do is kind of give you a synopsis on just about how I look at this. Okay, so let's draw a big circle. And what I do is I basically have it divided. And this is the way that you sound. I have it divided into 4 sections. Okay, and for the most part, in this section is your fingering here. Okay, so we have people who have really, really amazing fingering. They do scales like nothing, right? And Cornell Gaskins, Andre Sims, these guys, they just run all up and down the keyboard. And then you have people that have a really good ear. For instance, you got Jacob Collier. If you saw that video where he's singing whole scales all the way down the keyboard. Rick Beato's son, where he's able to just name notes and all these crazy kind of chords. They have really good ear. And then you have a vocabulary. Those of you who have been in my channel long enough know I talk about how important it is to build vocabulary, that music is a language. And as a language, you must have to speak a language, you have what? Words. And the more words you know, the more fluent you are at that language. And so music works the same way. The more chords you know, the better you are at being able to play something. And in fact, my vocabulary allows me to transcribe almost more than my ear does, simply because most of the chords that I hear are in my vocabulary. And we'll discuss this in later videos. And then we have the innovation side of things. And I just want to give you a summary of where I'm at in terms of my music philosophy and the growth and just kind of how it all ties together, right? So where do you put yourself in these different areas, right? Because if you know that you can go to a piano and okay, I know I'm weak. Why spend 90% of my time working here when I'm supposed to be working in this section over here? You see what I'm saying? Just being more effective with our practicing so that we are actually improving in areas that we need to improve in, I think is important. So
Lay the keyboard to rest,